Morning, another day, another walk, back out in the Peak District, and today we're going to be looking at what does the 88 Trig Point challenge mean. So stay tuned to find out. There's a trig point, standing there. So, first of all, what is a trig point? Well, a trig point, or triangulation pillar, is its long name, is basically what they use to map out the country. And they stand about 4 feet, big concrete slab, and in the top, there's a little, like a triangle with a circular screw on top. And what they used to do is they used to screw mechanism to measure on top of that. Now with triangulation, if you can measure 2 other points, you can figure out exactly where you are, and that's how they did it across the whole country. Why did they need to do this? Well, it started off when they wanted to build motorways that spanned up and down the whole country. They used all the local maps, little towns, little villages, and what they found is when they put all those maps together, there was big gaps and they didn't quite line up correctly. So that's why they started building the trig points. Now, it did take a very long time, over 25 years in fact, because they're often on high places so you can get a better view of the surrounding area. Now ones like Ben Nevis, if you've ever climbed Ben Nevis, and I'll put a link to when I climbed it up there, it isn't always clear day on the top. So if you're trying to see other locations, it doesn't always happen. So that's why it took so long to build all of these. However, once they were built, they managed to map out the whole UK to accuracy of 5 meters. So pretty good. Now, that technology is obsolete now because we use satellite navigation like on my watch, on my phone. So this is where the Peak District 88 Trig Points come into play. Now the Peak District is a national park, and within that national park there's 88 of these triangulation pillars, trig points. And the challenge is to what they say is bagging. So when you touch one of those trig points, when you go to one of those trig points, you've bagged a trig point. The challenge is to get all 88. Now there's no particular time frame that you need to have when you're bagging these. It can be across the whole life or within a year or a few months. However, they are obviously across the whole national park of the Peak District. So it can take quite a while, especially if you walk into each one. Now, a bit like the Wainwrights, some of them are closer together, so you can bag a couple of them within one walk. So this has become quite popular, especially with people on Instagram, YouTube like this, Twitter, Facebook, and there's a few ways to help track your trig bagging experience. I'll leave a link to that now. They've got an Instagram account and a website, and you can print off a list. I've done myself a list and I'm currently at 54, just about to bag my next one, so that'll be 55 out of the 88. Now in a moment I'll take you up to a trig point and show you what one looks like. Obviously it will be on top of a hill, so hopefully we'll get some good views at the top as well. Very windy, but I'm sure you'll agree, some stunning views. So you might be thinking, there's 88 in the Peak District, how many are there in the UK? Well, this number is changing because they're becoming less and less of them because of housing estates or building different things, and they're just taking them out. Plus they're not used now, so if anything happens to them, they just don't get fixed. But there used to be 6,500 in the UK, and It would take a very long time to bag them all, but a couple of people have done it, so well done to them. Now you might be thinking, are all of them on footpaths? Well, the answer is no, not all of them are. Some are just off, or some of them are a couple of fields over. So there's a few ways you can go about it. You can either ask the landowner's permission, or sometimes if there's no livestock in the field, leave no trace obviously, go across, bag it, come back. If there is livestock, obviously you have to start thinking about the farmers and the livestock there. So kind of rule of thumb is just be respectful, use your common sense, and obviously leave no trace. If you're wondering how you're going to start your trig bagging mission, well, there's no particular order, so you can do it in any order you want, and I'll leave a link in the description for the map, overall map I use, and the list, so you can print that off and start ticking them off and start bagging. Let me know in the comments if you've bagged them all already, if you're starting the mission, or where you are at the moment. Like I say, I've just bagged another one, so I'm on 55 now, so just 33 left for me. What about you? If you got any questions about the 88 Trig Point Peak District Challenge, put it in the comments and I'll get back to it as quickly as I can. Hopefully I'll be able to answer your question, but if not, I'll definitely be able to signpost you where you can get your answer. Just taking in the beautiful Peak District view before we head back to the car. Good luck with your 88 Trig Point challenge in the Peak District. Let me know how you're getting on, and it's bye from me, Rob, and another day, another walk.